everyone. It has been 2 years since I moved to Myrtle Beach and took the job here with Ground Zero. And so I just wanted to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you. Your support has meant the world to me, whether that's through prayer or finances or just being a helping hand when I needed it. Huge, immense thank you. I wanted to send this out just as a quick update on the ministry as well as my personal life. So yeah, I will get into that. So first are just some overall updates on what's been happening at Ground Zero. This school year, I can't believe it's almost over, but we have been able to get back into the schools. So Myrtle Beach Middle School and Myrtle Beach High School, we have been able to start our campus ministries back up. And you may be asking, Carly, what is that? Well, I am here to answer that. At the middle school, we go in once a month. It's usually the last Wednesday of the month, and we get to do school assemblies. And those nights are usually what we call I-events or outreach events. And so we usually get a bigger speaker or some sort of performance, I guess you could say, that may attract more kids than what we would normally have on a Wednesday night. So we take those to the middle school. They do a quick assembly. And usually there's about 500 students in that. And then afterwards, we invite them to come back to Ground Zero that night to see the rest of that performance. And at the high schools, as of January, we have been able to go and do lunches. So the high school gives us what they call the mini gym. And we go in there, we bring 9 square, we get pizza that has been donated by Mellow Mushroom. And there's 4 lunch periods, and so we have tickets that are sent out to the offices beforehand, and students come and hang out during their lunch period. And then we do like a 5-ish minute devotional at the end, because each lunch is only about 20 minutes. But that has just been really cool because yes, we do get students that we have here every week, but we also get to see a lot of students that we don't know and can build relationships from that and invite them back to Ground Zero. And hopefully it's not as nerve-wracking if they don't know anyone that comes here. And so that has been really cool, and that I think has definitely contributed to our growth. So back when I started, we were on average 20 to 30 students at GZI, which is our Wednesday night event. That's when the doors are open, students get in for free. They get a free coffee drink, a free meal in Top Notch. There's games, there's 9 square, there's a live DJ, and just a ton of different activities are going on that night. And so as of right now, we're averaging between 100 and 120 students each week. So that is just super cool to see, and it's really cool to see how relationships have been built from some of the strangest things that happen. We have had so many decisions for Christ in the past 2 years, and we've had so many just challenging experiences that have turned into just God experiences, for lack of a better term. And one of the students that I have grown really close to and I hold dear to my heart, her name is Veronica. And back in October, I sent a video in my newsletter that was her story. She's a freshman in high school. And in July, she asked me to baptize her with her church, which was just so cool, to be with her while she said yes publicly to Jesus. And it's been so cool to walk through up until that point with her, but now continue that walk and continue to see her grow and flourish. Another cool update that I have learned since being down here is I have learned how to edit videos on Adobe Premiere Pro. And I learned that so that we could start daily devotion videos. So these go out to our students every morning at 7 a.m. Anyone who signs up for them, and if you want to get them, text GZ to 34444. But those go out every morning. They're like 2 to 3 minutes long usually. The first minute is Scott and I just being goofy. And then we go into the devotion that goes along with our series on Wednesday nights. And so that's kind of the reason I learned how to edit videos, and those have been really cool because yes, students do watch them. I get texts all the time about whatever weird thing we're talking about that day, but there have also been a lot of people that I did not expect to watch them, or students that I didn't expect to watch them. And so that has just been a really cool development. And we have a YouTube channel that we have videos all the time, whether it's event recap videos or just updates on the ministry. If you want to see more videos, please check that out. And of course, with all the celebrations, there have been its challenges, which I will not dive into here on this video, but just know that the Lord truly is working and has grown me immensely since I've been here these past 2 years. I've been in situations I never would have imagined, but it's so cool to see how God continues to use those for His glory, and continues to push all of us out of our comfort zone, and to continue to build those relationships with these kids. So now I just wanted to update you all on more of a personal issue. I haven't really shared this on any sort of social media or anything, and so for those of you that somehow found out through the grapevine, I just wanted to say thank you for reaching out. For those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, this is kind of whack, for lack of a better term. But I play co-ed softball here in the fall, and I play all women's softball in the spring. And during that summer off season, there's a co-ed kickball league that I had joined with some of my friends. And so one of our games in July, I had kicked the ball, I was running to second base, and the man who fielded it decided to tackle me instead of throwing the ball at me, getting me out, or throwing it to whoever was covering the base. And I do not remember this because when he tackled me, I fell backwards and hit the back of my head. And that was my 10th concussion since my sophomore year of high school. And so I'm so grateful for my work family here. My boss and his family took me in and let me stay at their house for a couple weeks while I recovered, because I was just completely out of it. I really don't remember really a few months after that, if I'm being completely honest. But that has just created some health issues with me, one of which is the ability to not eat food very well. And so a couple weeks after that happened, I somehow developed this thing where every time I ate, the food would come right back up. It led to me being in the emergency room. I was malnourished, I was dehydrated, I was very depressed because I would cook great food and I would eat it and it would come right back up, so I just kind of stopped eating. And so we figured out I could eat potatoes. So for 3 months, all I ate was potatoes. Out of all the foods that I could be stuck with, I'm glad it was potatoes. Thank you, Lord, for that. But with the help of doctors and a whole lot of testing, we have kind of balanced me enough on medications that I can eat basically anything, well, not anything, but fruits, vegetables, whole grains, anything as long as it's not super protein dense. So meat still comes back up, whey protein powder comes back up, eggs still come up. As crazy as this whole experience was and still continues to be, God still used it. He showed me, I need to rest more, because at that time I was not resting at all, and it was kind of a forced season of rest. He taught me to really trust in Him even when I'm so incredibly frustrated with Him in my circumstances. I still know that He is good and that He has a purpose for every single thing that happens. It has taught me to take care of myself better than I was before, and it has showed me that I really do have family in Myrtle Beach, even though they may not be blood related. On a positive note that has developed from that, as of a month ago, the last time I went to the doctor, he told me I could play non-contact sports as least competitively as possible. So at first he said no sports for a year, but because of some of the progresses that I've made, he has kind of loosened that up a bit. So hallelujah for that. So I am playing all women's league softball. It is much less competitive than kickball, out of all things. But I'm playing in the outfield. I bat. If we have a scat available, they go in for me so that I'm not running the bases, and I'm trying to be as careful as possible. So I just thank you for your continued prayers in that. And one day, I cannot wait to eat a cheeseburger. The last thing that I want to address, because I have been asked this quite a few times in the past few months, is how long do you plan on being here? And my answer to that is I don't know. I wholeheartedly trust the Lord and the plans that He has for me, and I know that when He is ready to call me elsewhere, He will. And so I plan on being here as long as possible. I absolutely love this job, and I adore the students that I get to work with every week. And I want to see this through as long as possible. So one last time, thank you again for all the support that you have given me over these past 2 years. I'm so excited for the next 2 and the next 2 after that, and on and on and on. If you are not signed up for the Ground Zero email newsletters, those happen every other week. It's usually some sort of general ministry update, as well as maybe an event that's coming up. Like right now, everything is full force Dragon Boat, which is coming up in a month now, and that alone is just super exciting. That is our biggest fundraiser of the year. But we send those out, so if you don't get those, please let me know and we can get you signed up for those. So yeah, thank you again. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for watching this, what probably turned out to be a longer video than expected. I will talk to you all soon. Hi, one last thing I forgot to mention that I noticed while I was editing this video. I am looking for more financial support. I have gained some supporters, I've lost some supporters, that's life, it happens. But if you are at all interested in just hearing about what this looks like, please let me know. I would love to schedule a call and talk with you. Yeah, so please let me know, and thank you again for watching what turned out to be a much longer video than I originally planned.